cheap.
And we saw Logan a couple of days ago.
Oh, it was great.
Slightly early, not overly early, but
Yeah,
early enough.
The day before.
Yeah. Early enough
good.
to brag, and we loved it.
The
moment we left the cinema, we were sure that that was amazing. There was not a doubt. There's no doubt about the greatness of this film.
It's hard to put into words without spoiling the entire movie, really.
Which is what we're going to try and, like, no spoilers in this.
Yes, we're just going to talk about the greatness.
The greatness without the greatness of specifics.
Yes.
Daphne Keat, I can't remember her last name. But the little girl, X23, which we can say because that's well known.
My goodness, what a child actor.
It's insane. Actress, whatever.
Amazing.
Very early on in the film, there's a very subtle performance that's basically, she doesn't move, but it's like her face says so much.
Yes, just her eyebrows are just kind of raised as she's looking at the corner of her eye.
It's great.
It's nuts.
Actors work on subtlety in performance for years, and she's like done one other thing, which was a Spanish telenovela. That's all she's done, and then she's done what will be, for a while until like April when Guardians comes out, what will be the biggest film of the year, and then Star Wars Episode 8. So it'll be the biggest film for a month or two.
Look, it's freaking amazing.
Yeah.
For an X-Men movie, like, this is the height. We always complain about how bad child actors are.
They're either bad or they're an actor.
But she's
just
better than some adults.
Yeah. Oh. Speaking of adults,
My goodness.
Patrick Stewart and Hugh Jackman are basically the only other characters in the film, and they're exceptional. We'd seen like two X-Men films amongst us before a couple of days prior, and being able to know about those characters through watching all of the films in that little block of time
very quickly,
it was great because there's so much emotion and there's so much that the two actors have built together over the past 17 years.
Yeah, they were great. You just have to freaking see this movie.
There's very little we can say about their roles in the film because obviously they're a lot more built upon and there's a lot of spoilers within that. But story-wise, also this film, it tells so much but tells so little.
It's weird. Like, not a whole lot happens, but
it's fine.
But everything happens.
Yeah, it tells you very little about the backstory that prior to this film.
Yes.
But you're so invested in what that was.
Yeah.
Like,
it's just like I don't know how they did it. And visually, it's just great. It's shot so well.
Yeah.
The gore is immense. Good gore, not tasteless.
Yeah, it's not like Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, kind of like just that little bit necessary, I guess, if I can say that about the gore.
I guess so.
It makes sense for Wolverine.
And for the situation they're in now as well.
Yeah, he's such a harsh character. They're in such a harsh environment. The world's basically gone to crap.
Yeah.
Like,
most
people are like criminals or whatever. Like, there's just criminals everywhere, and that's all they ever run into. And it's just kind of really
that's the world. It's gory and stuff. And obviously, as you said, it's a beautiful film. It's directed by, I can't remember the name, but the guy that did The Wolverine. And when we watched that, after watching so many like 2000s, but they felt 90s films, it was like, this is beautiful. The Wolverine is shot like a film. Yeah. And it carries over into this one, but there's no shit samurai scene at the end, so it's a beautiful film all the way through.
You probably know from the trailer that these are basically the last X-Men. There's not many left. That's not much of a spoiler. But the reasons behind it are kind of hinted at, but never fully explained. Yep. But they just give you enough. Like, there's just enough subtlety in the story to actually tell you what's happened. And I guess it's kind of up to the audience to put together their own idea of maybe what happened in the past. Yes. And why everything's fairly crap. Yeah. For the individual characters as well as the whole world.
And as it's like the final Wolverine film, if they had left a lot of those elements open-ended, it would have ruined the movie, because this should feel like a closure. It should be the end of an arc, and luckily there's enough in there to make you go, I don't need a sequel, I don't need more, this is enough for me.
It was just a great end. It was a great final
X-Men. It really, like, it felt like the final X-Men film.
It did.
Like they could just stop now.
Yeah.
Like,
I think I would be okay with that.
Yeah.
Like, they can pick it up again later, reboot it
Probably
sometime
with Marvel.
in a couple of years.
Yeah.
Whatever. But
it's a good end for the franchise.
so good.
And you know the drill. I'm gonna count to 3, and you're gonna start walking away.
I got rights to this one.
1.
I have a lawyer now.
2. 3.
You all right, boss?
You know the drill.
And it's not like superhero films. You kind of walk out and go, because it's so exciting, and you're like, oh, it's the greatest thing.
Yeah, that's great.
This is like walking out of, I don't know, like I assume the Schindler's List.
Okay.
All those years ago, you're like, this is a great film.
Yeah.
There's
it's
not
not a superhero film at all.
No.
I didn't feel like I was watching an X-Men film. I barely felt like any of the characters were who they actually kind of were, even though they were, and I knew that. Like, it didn't feel like they were superheroes, exactly.
Which is, like...
but in a good way? That sounds bad.
No, it's good. Because, like, even the director said that the least superhero is Wolverine, and the reason why... It's not a spoiler, it pretty much come out and said he doesn't wear his blue and yellow. But the reason he doesn't wear that is because he, like, wouldn't consider himself a superhero. So this film is, like, it's the world through Wolverine's eyes, basically. And the world is shit to him. And the world is not, like, a bright, colourful thing. So it's a dark and real film. I'm crying. No, I'm not. I've just choked on a biscuit. But yes, go see Logan. It's our favourite films ever. Probably.
Do it, please. And see La La Land if you haven't already, if it's still out.
Oh, it's on DVD next month, so
go get it. Go get that.
Yeah.
And great!
Snick! The Doctor Who out!
Sheep out!
Ah!